Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, today I'm going to talk about a very thorny issue of which many people are not going to agree with me on this one. Why? Because of the status quo which has already been set, and people believe that for belief is true actually. But I'm going to give you the reasons why you should not study nursing. I believe when you are in the UK, you have got an opportunity and access to many other courses. The UK is a land of opportunities. It is a place where dreams come true. Even if you want to be a pilot, even if you want to be an astronaut, even if you want to be a computer engineer or whatever, you can do that. The opportunities are there. So why limit yourself and go and do nursing? But many people, as you know, in these circles, from our own Zimbabwean circles, people are busy doing NVQs, which are an entry requirement, or it makes them eligible to go and study nursing. Because everyone believes that for you to have a visa or like to be on nursing, you always be on critical shortage list. That is not true. I'm going to dissect more in this video. Right. I'm going first of all to tell you how the NHS is trying to reduce the need for nurses. From what I've observed, I might be wrong. I would put a disclaimer. This is according to my own observation. From where I'm working, we now have what we call assistant practitioners who are band 4. I'm a staff nurse, I'm band 5. They're just slightly one band lower than me, but they do exactly the same job as I do. The only restriction is they do not give intravenous injections. They have to call a nurse to come and do that. They do not give controlled drugs in some instances, but sometimes they do. This is in the NHS. We have nursing associates. They're also band 4. They do just like the assistant practitioners. So both people are trying to do the nurse's role. And the government has put in a lot of apprenticeship posts for these courses. Which means in the next coming years, a ward which was requiring 7 nurses is going to need 1 nurse or 2 nurses, and then 5 band 4s. That's what they're already doing in care homes. In a care home, instead of having 2 nurses, they have a senior carer on the other wing and 1 nurse. Or they can have 3 senior carers in all the other 3 wings, and then just 1 nurse in 1 wing who is going to oversee all the senior carers. Which means where they were needing 4 nurses, they now need 1 nurse. And they're not stopping. The senior carers, the NHS is planning on giving the senior carers access to patient records so that they can continue with patient care when you no longer have to send patients to hospital and stuff. There are some of those tasks which are being unbundled from hospital nurses and being handed over to the senior carers in the care homes so that they can perform those tasks which the nurses were performing. The other thing is, right now, the UK Home Office has proposed a temporary shortage list and are continuously updating the critical shortage list and stuff. We saw that in South Africa. Nursing was on the critical shortage list in South Africa. But as of today, it's no longer on the critical shortage list. Yes, they're still short of nurses, but you will not get a permit as a foreigner to work in South Africa as a nurse. And to top the cake, it's very difficult to get a place for nursing in South Africa when you are a foreigner. They are preserving the nursing places and medicine places for their own citizens. They may end up doing just that. Just that here in the UK, the British natives do not like to go into nursing for quite understandable reasons. The workload is so demanding, the patients are so demanding. The system, the way it is different from our own nursing in Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, we've got autonomy. I can run my own clinic. I can prescribe, I can diagnose, I can collect bloods, I can do everything on my own. I can do deliveries, I can do everything on my own. I can run a clinic on my own. It's different from here. The nurse has got a spend cap, a kind of limited to the number of things that you can do. So it's a bit frustrating working as a, what can I say? You need that kind of autonomy to be able to make clinical decisions based on your own judgment and your own assessments. But I feel you cannot perform to that level in this country, of which I think is something they're supposed to look at and consider. Then, the other reason why you should not go into nursing is the cost. It's so expensive to study nursing. It's different from in Zimbabwe, where you are paid to study the exact same salary like a qualified nurse. Here you have to pay for your studies, ranging around 12, 15, 20,000 per year. By the time you finish the degree in 3 years, you'll be 50,000 pounds poorer, 50,000 pounds in debt. And come to think of it, you're a recent graduate, newly qualified graduate, you're just starting your job and you already have debt. You're operating on the minus side. The other reason is nursing is a controlled profession in this country. When you mess up and you're fired and your pin has been destroyed, that degree which you paid for on your own, you cannot use it anywhere else. Unlike in Zimbabwe, if you are fired by a hospital or whatever, you can use your nursing degree anywhere else, even though you are not registered with the Nurses Council of Zimbabwe. I know people who have gone for master's programs, who have gone for lectureship positions and stuff, using their degrees, their nursing degrees, without even being registered by the Nurses Council of Zimbabwe. They'll be taking nursing in the academic context, not in the clinical context. Because the Nurses Council regulates the clinical context of nursing, how you interact with patients and stuff. So apart from patients, you can still go and work without any practicing certificate or whatever with the Nurses Council of Zimbabwe. Here it is different. For you to be a nurse, you need to have an NMC pin, which can be taken away from you in case you have done a misconduct or whatever. But I feel it's not fair because you'd have paid for that degree. They need to find other ways of trying to instill discipline other than taking away your qualification. Then the other thing is the working hours, 12 hours. Add 1 hour traveling time, you end up working 14, 15 hours a day. And most of the time you'll be on your feet. That makes nursing a heavy job. It's different from when you're at home, when you're in a clinic. You're sitting in your clinic, you're doing outpatient consultations. It's quite different. So you'll find that the nursing in this country is so demanding. It's so demanding, and so much is expected from the nurse. So if you were given a choice of what to study, since you have come to the pool where you can catch any fish that you want, I prefer people look into the future. We have got AI taking over. Do cybersecurity, software designing, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, accounting, tax consultancy, all those courses. There is so much to choose from instead of going for nursing. And the fact that a Zimbabwean diploma holder who has done 3 years and is a diploma will come and be put on band 5, whilst you, a university graduate, who has paid 50,000 by the nurse, is going to be band 5 just like that diploma holder. It makes me question how much they value degreed nurses in this country. And the other disadvantage being, when you are a student, you also have to go and work to do practicals. you are paying to provide services. Of course, you are learning, but you are paying to provide services because you'd actually be working with the patients and helping them. So it is quite different from the way it's done in Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, when you provide a service, you are paid for it. Even when you're a student teacher, when you go for attachment and you're teaching children, you are paid for it. So it is quite different. And the other fact that it's so easy for them to get nurses from the international arena, I don't think it's worthy spending 50,000 on a degree, which you can easily be replaced by someone from Somalia, Rwanda, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Botswana, Zambia. Is it really worth it? I don't know, but it's your choice. And I, for one, I've always disagreed that nursing is not a calling. Of course, it is. You can do it with a passion, but it is not a calling because they need qualifications and they need you to pay for it. So how can it be a calling? It's not a calling. It's a profession which deserves to be treated with the respect it deserves and recognition it deserves. If you listen to all that I've been saying here, you see how much trouble we go through to make patients feel better. The long hours, the long standing, the educational commitments. And as a nurse, you have to know what the radiographer knows. You have to know what the nutritionist knows. You have to know what the pharmacist knows. You have to know what the doctor knows. You have to know what the phlebotomist, everyone else, the physiotherapist, the occupational therapist, you have to have that knowledge because you are the one who's going to remain with the patient when all of them have gone. When they are coming to attend the patient, you have to know what they are coming to do for the patient. You just can't let them do what you are not aware of because at the end of the day, you are the one who is accountable and responsible for the patient. So I feel it's a lot weighing down on the nurse. And if a pharmacist makes a mistake in prescribing and the nurse gives the wrong drug, it is the nurse's fault because she was supposed to quickly pick up that this is an error from the pharmacist side before administrating that drug. When a patient goes for radiology, for x-ray, the nurse has to know all the precautions and what is needed for that patient to go and have an effective scan. Whether the bladder has to be full, they have to remove jewelry and this and this and this. You need to have all that knowledge. And all in 3 years, I feel it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I just feel nurses are not respected enough. We'll continue with this another day, but I want to give you a solution. What is it that you can do with this information? I feel if you choose courses such as dental nursing, which you can do from a certificate level, diploma level, or degree level, I feel it's much cheaper and you can actually do it online. Dental nursing. You can actually do computer, AI, electronics, and stuff. You can even do those things online. Cybersecurity, you can do those programs online. And you also have the opportunity to do remote working as well, which gives you enough time for babysitting and childcare, of which I feel it's something we should consider because our kids need us. It's very rare for a nurse to work from home. It's very rare. Nursing really requires you to be hands-on in the ward. So I feel we should revise our career objectives, our prospects, and try to deviate from the traditional careers such as nursing. Even for our kids, let us help them to decide and look into the future. Having said that, I am still proud to be a nurse. And I am proud of the knowledge that I have. And I'm proud of all the people I've managed to heal and help to recover. But I feel our kids deserve better because we are in the land of opportunities. If nursing was being studied for free in the UK, or it was going to, or maybe made cheaper, like 2,000 per year or something, yes, I would encourage everyone to go for it. But if you look at the cost, I don't think it equals the cost. So the only option the UK government has is to pay students to study. That way it can have as many nurses as possible. Having said that, signing out. Bye.